great additions, fits the roles they needed to, and then between Els, Slemmy, and Ocean, one of those players needs to ascend, so to speak, and, you know, be that third guy that, you know, really makes a difference here. But we're going live on the pistol round. Actually, interesting enough, LG putting 3 players towards B.
Yeah, and they're all going aggressive, immediately grabbing tons of information. Looks like Lex is going to be the man to continue pushing up with his teammate Peter. Getting all kinds of intel here, realizing it's an A take, most likely, but looks like LG not really in position to contest it. It looks like Piff hits his teammate in the back of the head with a flash. And they're going to have to concede the site. He's just going to chuck a nade to hope for some spray and pray damage, maybe a Kobe if he gets lucky, but unfortunately doesn't do a whole lot. Bomb is now planted with 5 allowed for both teams. Although Peter, aggressive, is able to get one on the Slemmy. Anger gets another. They're really forcing the issue on this retake, and they're going to do it with flying colors. They only lose 1 in the process. It's Anger who goes down. Pip gets 2, 1 apiece for Anger, Naf, and Peter. But SKDC getting the plant, if they choose to save, probably setting up for a 3rd round bye.
Beautiful practice pistol round. You could tell that the logic behind it was great for LG. Pushing 3 towards B and then having the player at A main pick up a smoke so you can delay any sort of take. SK had to honor that smoke because they didn't want to execute through it. So they sat around allowing those B players to push through, clear everything out, and then get into position. And then the CTs, even though they're on, you know, they're playing retake at A, they didn't really contend versus that execute so they could all 5 retake together. And that takes a special level of patience that we don't really normally see in North America. So nice change there. So from LG to, you know, really show some good logic behind their plays.
Yeah, and to continue, you know, immediately buying up rifles safe for Lex, going with the SMG. And that's because they're respecting that potential 3rd round rifle buy, so they don't necessarily have to upgrade, assuming they do win this round. As you take a look at LG really favoring middle with 2 players there, 1 playing highway. At least 1 cheating there from A, and it's going to be Anger on the center of the site, having to contest this entry. Plenty of nades come out from A main. Pretty much have the intel that it's going to be an A take, although they haven't seen the bomb yet. 2 come out, squeaky door. Anger in position to drop 1, looking to get a 2nd. He actually let 1 by him. He's going to plant the smoke. He gets it down. God. Ocean commits himself to the cause, and he's burning up in the fire by his handiwork. Looking to get the final frag, and it's actually Stewie's keeping the dream alive. He's got 2, a 3rd with the 10-9. My goodness. Can't get himself a 4th, though, and Peter will get to defuse. So they get the bomb plant. They do decent economic damage, dropping 3 of those rifles, and they are definitely set up for the 3rd round bye now.
Absolutely. And, you know, they got the bomb down on top of it. You know, I can't believe that.
Yeah, Ocean by himself in the smoke. Yeah.
Ocean had the cojones to just jump through that smoke and just go right past Anger, even though he saw his teammate's head just completely explode right next to him. So, you know, apparently he's on the internet too much and watches not safe for work videos, and watching someone's head explode next to him has no impact on him. So we have the CTs again. Like you said, they're very conscious of this middle. They're playing 1-3-1 right out of the gate. Looks like it's going to work out great for them, too. We have players getting up, ready to go on to boost. L's in a position to come out middle warehouse there. And we'll probably see SKDC trying to take our middle together. But like we said, the CTs are in position to honor that.
Oh, those are good, 2 nades. Look at that on the counter boost spot. And I guess I misspoke. They invested enough money in that previous round to where they didn't necessarily, you know, they weren't able to really cobble together a buy. So pretty much just the pistol upgrades. But that was nice nades. Els and Stewie both taking damage there. And look at this. Peter getting aggressive, aggro into A main and gets himself a frag as Lex does the same. So already forcing the saving terrace on the back foot. They're down to a 3-on-4. Uh-oh, Peter wide peeks into A main. It gets taken out, but Naf, Johnny on the spot, is able to get the trade out. Good job by him. But meanwhile, they've gotten the intel, have the terrace, that B side is open. He's just trying to hold it for his teammate, the bomb carrier, to get in. He's going to actually spray down Lex with the FAMAS from distance, which should allow the bomb to cross and get the plant. Nicely done by SKDC, and a bit of lapse in judgment by LG.
Yeah, and I love the play here by Ruru, but unfortunately it just gets taken down right there. Slemmy only with P250, no armor. The aim punch is real, and Naf just going in for heads. Doesn't matter. picks up the defuse, and that's two very successful eco rounds for SK Gaming. They've ended it with only 2 players surviving for Luminosity and getting the bomb down in both cases. So they're doing wonderful so far. You're gonna see plenty of grenades on their end in this coming first gun round.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, look at this. Mollies across the board. All 5 of them have mollies. Of course, 5 smoke as well, and some HEs to work with. And meanwhile, when you take a look at the money of LG, you know, given that amount of damage that they did and how many guns they dropped, that did SKDC, they'll definitely be on the save if they lose this round.
But they're in an economic hole because everyone bought up Molotovs, actually. They already used one for the boost spot, and then, oh, throwing another one now. It looks like Ruru's going to have to throw smoke and stop that nonsense, and looks like SKDC going in for a middle execute, but these counter grenades from the CT's too strong. Flash finally catches Pit, and now that player Stewie is out towards Vent, trying to see if he can cap ahead here, but unable to find Pit. It's going to be a little bit of a strafe battle here. 3 players for SKDC out mid, and Slemmy and Ocean looks like they're rerouting towards B, so I wouldn't be surprised if these players go Vent and you know, try to leverage into this B bomb site.
Yeah, this would be a perfect opportunity for it, as the second defender at B, that Snap, is cheating towards mid. The only one there on the site, it's going to be Lex. They're coming at him 3 strong, and Els will get the entry frag into the site. Lex goes down, but luckily Naf was able to get a quick trade and drops Ocean. There's 2 of them, though, stranded in heaven. Naf extremely wounded, and 4 alive for the terrorists with the bomb getting planted. Piff just trying to get lucky, spraying through the doorway into checkered. Won't do too much. They are in position to go for this retake. They all have kits, plenty of time to work with. Just gonna have to hit their shots. And Stewie getting shot in the ankle by Peter. He was basically on death's door, but looks like Els is able to answer back. Just one left at Slemmy. He's down in a 1-on-2 now, 1-on-1, and he picks it up with the frag onto Nafly. SKDC on the board in the gun round, and Luminosity will be forced to save.
Yes, they will. Great round there by SK Gaming. I don't know what Lex was thinking playing that headshot ledge after everything that's developed. As soon as you basically, you know, concede middle to the terrorist, you got to be conscious of that B vent split. And I mean, if a terrorist goes into the checker area and your headshot ledge, you're almost going to lose that fight, like, you know, 8 out of 10 times. Or if you want me to bring the fraction down, 4 out of 5. So, you know, you need to make that position readjustment, as it's just too much for you to handle. And you saw he just got swarmed and taken out immediately, and then the site was theirs for the taking. The retake was just not enough. So SKDC doing a great job, great reroute, good job getting those kills, reading the situation, and making that mid-round decision.
Yeah, and playing it smart this round, passively, realizing that they likely had Luminosity on the save, taking full advantage now. They've taken out 3 already. L's getting 2 from the boost spot in mid. And with that rotate, they're going to come into the A site quite easily. That's Ruru with the headshot onto Peter. Just Lex left remaining at the B site by himself. He's going to try to get himself a free frag if he can here, but likely not going to happen. Down to 17 HP. And again, good by SKDC to keep 4 alive and start to bankroll for the road ahead.
Yeah, great strategy there by SK. I mean, just winning all the fights outright. Good anti-eco. They didn't put themselves in any terrible gambling situations, playing very standard. So, you know, not giving it Luminosity any mistakes to capitalize on. And now Luminosity feeling the effects of just going all in on that first gun round and losing it, buying up those Molotovs. Kind of a luxury you can only afford after maybe halfway through the match. But they're gambling through, trying to make the run, going for that 16-0 maybe, but it didn't work out that way. And now they're paying the price for it here. But straight up Deagle round, something we haven't seen since the 1.6 days. So I like that we see a full out, just 3 people deagging it up, capping heads together like the old days. So they're moving around, playing very, I call it amoeba-like, where, you know, they're just not really rhyme or reason to their positioning. They're just trying to make plays around and keep together. Lex pushing through that smoke, not a great play, so to speak, and gets punished for it. But there's still 2 players for LG right at the entrance here, so if they just run past these smokes and assume that they're in the site, it'll be good.
Unfortunately, it looks like they were onto that. Yeah, Ocean picks up one in the smoke, and Stewie finds the second after pushing through Squeaky. And Anger gets naded down to almost nothing. 27 HP with just a deagle in his hand. Can't get one, and SKDC again. Great on the anti-eco, losing nobody in that round. So it looks like, luckily, Luminosity off that save has definitely a good buy here. They got plenty of money. They get the op in Peter's hands. Have to forego the head armor, but knowing they're going against AK, you can sacrifice that to get those utility nades. But again, investing heavily in the fact that if they lose this, it's probably going to be a force-up just because of the losing bonus. Maybe you get FAMASas, but you're certainly not going to have an op. So crucial round for Luminosity to try to get their economy back in order.
Absolutely, but we see some crazy aggression here in middle, and LG stomps on that quick. No shenanigans in middle for LG, taking it down, and now it's all left to Ocean in a main with the bomb. Looks like they're trying to take over some middle control and then go up highway together to meet up with the bomber, but not so much, as all four of them dropped and none for LG. So Ocean in a terrible spot, completely cornered. He can't even go to B if he wanted to. He'd cross right in front of Peter. It looks like he's playing off of the fact that maybe LG doesn't know that he's in his corner. Pit strafes out, gets that kill on, or Ocean gets that kill onto him, and now, oh my gosh, it looks like he might be able to get away with this bomb plant. Which, I mean, people are probably wondering, I mean, dude, you know that Peter's right there. Why aren't you trying to get that kill? Well, I mean, you could try to win a 1-on-5, but getting the bomb down is an excellent consolation prize. Gives everyone on your team money because you lost. Bonus $800 for everyone on the T side, and man, look at that money: 9,000, 8,000, 6,000. You know, they're playing with house money, so to speak. So, you know, they can do whatever they want. Everyone's getting Molotovs again. I love that little change. I want to see more Molotovs on everyone's inventory all across the board.
Across the board, yeah. They've done that 3 rounds in a row now. I like it, for sure.
So now the terrorists, they can do whatever they want. They can Molotov that vent, they can do it all, but they're just staying pretty standard here, default, waiting to see if anyone pushes, and then they're going to go into a take. Ruru getting pushed up all the way to door, making a presence to Peter, and actually opening it up as well. So lots of pressure there on the A guys, and we'll see the effects of that as right now. Pit moving all the way from middle, where, you know, we normally see LG stacking middle. Now, you know, Ruru literally just ran up through the halls, opened the door, and runs away, and it forces them to put 2 players at A. So, you know, just these small little details.
Sending 3 now. They sent a 4th man, or 3rd man, up to the truck, but now smoke is actually bloomed over at the B site, so they're calling him back through CT spawn. The bomb is staged up with a buddy outside of B. Anger forced out of the vents by that molly. Actually, no, he just countered it with the smoke. Yeah, so he is still in there. I'm going to flash for himself as well.
Well, Bomb is in Sunroom with Els. It's Ocean and Els together. The dynamic duo been together since 1.6. And it looks like SKDC going to work some middle control, try to go out vent, and then meet up with their teammates and go.
But Anger still lurking in the vent, is able to step out and get one with the quick trade out by Stewie. And look at the counter flash from his teammate as he comes out and gets a second one. Will he get a 3rd? No, Ocean actually steals it from him. But they got it to a 3-on-2. Control the site. CT spawn is smoked, and there's a molly into heaven. There's those mollies, so important. They've saved a few for the late round. Great take by SKDC as now they get into post-plant setups to hold off the remaining 2 CTs.
Yeah, and great after-plant positioning from everyone. Good plan as well. Normally people play it in their quote-unquote default spot. Oh my gosh, Pit actually getting the spam on the Stewie's feet. And now it's a 2-on-2, so this isn't actually over. SKDC's after-plant positioning not as strong as we thought. Pit gets one, but can't get that second on the Ruru, as it was just too much of a flick. And just excellent positioning there by SK. Getting that plant down. The point I was about to make is, you know, normally when you see people play cash, you know, especially for the amateur, you know, matchmakers here listening, you plant in that middle of B site right behind the box. Well, that's actually a very bad plant, as it doesn't give any of the surviving terrorists in the afterplant situation any sort of look as on the diffuser. So they actually planted it very well. 4 checkers and had 2 players there, but one of those players got spammed by Pite. So not so much of the afterplant positioning, you know, being the factor there.
And you're seeing LG a little light on the equipment as a result. but still cobbled together a force buy. Peter just going with head armor and pistol, trying to get that op back in his hands. Meanwhile, the rest of his teammates foregoing most of the nades and head armor just to get 3 M4s and a FAMAS. So certainly at a huge equipment disadvantage, but they did get the opening frag on the round onto Ocean. Pivotal round, a smoke comes out into mid, but there are 2 there to contest it and 1 behind the smoke. You still got Peter playing underneath the boost spot, trying to be opportunistic with just a pistol.
Yeah, I mean, good angle by him too. And you're going to be in a perfect position if anyone comes out middle to get that instantaneous headshot. But SKDC not going out middle for him, actually going A, and there's actually a little bit of an error there. I don't know if you see that error smoke just up in the middle of the sky. Key position there by or key miscue for that smoke, and we have a 1-on-2 developed. Naf picks up that kill onto Stewie, and just lots of holes in this offense for SK so far, and it seems like LG finally picking up on it, trying to exploit those small little gaps, you know, quite literally pun intended, and as that smoke was just completely in the wrong spot on the roof and not on the ledge there that it needed to be.
Yeah, and just the economic juggling continued as a result of another close round, but going back to Luminosity Game, it seems like they're really able to grind out a round win when they probably shouldn't. You know, mention how they were at such a huge economic disadvantage, but they still are able to make something happen and stave off getting ecoed this next round.
Absolutely. I think a lot of leadership coming into that. I mean, I see Peter in a lot of these retakes, and I see the retakes going well there. You know, something that we didn't really see from CLG in that last match. So maybe you're missing it a little bit too much there, FNX. But, you know, SK coming in with this B take and a counter Molotov. Great position by that. And now the rotates in already. Nap at headshot ledge, but gives up that positioning to try to get that kill. Els capitalizes on it. Lex gets a kill on himself. And man, this defense is looking good.
Yeah, that's a bit, I don't know if that was just too fast, but Lex was able to get 2. And it seemed like they just kind of peeked him one at a time. I'm not sure if they communicated quick enough to let him know where he was at. It's now down to a 2-on-2. Lex has been taken off the board. Both Pith and Anger are kind of walled off from the site, but Pith has an angle from heaven. Els knows it, just kind of sprays and sprays and is able to make the cross. But perfectly timed Molly forces him off of the plant. But that's Ruru. Oh no, that was potentially dangerous. Els going for that jump peek, but realizes Pith is still there. And look at him getting aggro. He's coming right into the headshot spot. Realizes that Ruru is still there in checkered. And Ruru going to peek out at just the right time to get the frag to save his buddy Els on the site, and SKDC gets another gun round to make it 5-5. And this is just back and forth, back and forth.
Great team play by Ruru, and I believe it was Els that planted the bomb in the site right there, because Pyth pushed through, got to headshot ledge, great positioning by him, and then you saw him, once he got to the headshot ledge, he's trying to see if Ruru would make a mistake and take a one-on-one fight, but no, Ruru just watching that box push up, because there's no way that Pyth would have been able to shoot his teammate unless he crossed Ruru's path. So as soon as he did, Ruru started shooting, and then Els strafed out. Great positioning. Key one-on-one, or excuse me, 2-on-1 play there, and now LG on the save, and SKDC going for a full AXQ.
But it's a stack from Luminosity. They've guessed right. Just got to play opportunistic here, but no. SKDC just going to churn their way through it. Pitt's still alive. He goes down to Slenny. Lex working with the Deagle. He's not able to get one either, and another solid anti-eco by SKDC, losing no one in the process. Even though Luminosity guessed right, they have the stack at A.
Yeah, but I mean, you can stack it all you want, but when you have a full force with, you know, it's pretty clear here that Slemmy is the strat caller for the squad. He's the strat caller for every team he's on. He forces his team, like, everyone needs to get Molotovs, and it works great for those stack situations. You can just kind of smoke everything off, molly it off, and just hang out and see who's burning. Spot.
Yeah. Who's barbecued? Who do I need to finish off?
So SKDC going in for pretty much the same kind of look here. They're going right into A, and these CTs are saving again with 3 players in there.
The initial battle goes away. Ruru Stewie picks up one as well. There's still one in the site. It's going to be Pith just on the other side of that smoke, and Ocean stands in the fire to defend his his planter teammate. That's a true bro right there. Ocean willing to go the extra mile as Ruru picks up the rotate in, it looks like Squeaky Door, and then Els finishes off Naf. So another solid anti-eco round for SKDC, and Lumo backs against the wall. Had to force double save twice, or excuse, have 2 saves, and now they got a gun round ahead of him with Peter at the op back in his hands, but still going to be low on money if they lose this. They'll have the losing bonus, obviously, but SKDC already a solid half.
Absolutely. I mean, that's what you get for winning, you know, these key rounds. I mean, LG started off great winning that pistol round, but then after that had their money reset twice. So, you know, we're kind of seeing the after effects of that. So Luminosity needs to get some, you know, a little bit more stable here, and that's not a great way to start it. Els picking up Peter, and that was the only player at A that was in close position. Pyth coming in on the rotate, smokes it off, and makes SKDC honor that. So they're kind of backing off here a little bit.
I don't know if Peter spotted him. He was just kind of peeked over. It seemed like both of them were a little bit slow to react, but you know,
yeah,
obviously Els coming out on top.
With that op position, you kind of taking a very tight angle, and I mean, just based off of spawn is really going to determine, you know, that player going into A main, if he can get it, squeak in there a little bit quickly and then hug that left wall, and the operator isn't in position, you know, fast enough, you know, capitalizing on that. So well done to, you know, use that sort of map knowledge and gain the advantage, and it's working out great here as SK's on top.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. They put the brakes on after that frag, which drew the rotate a little bit, but now it looks like Luminosity is they're still trying to feel out. The bomb is actually coming mid.
Looks like that strategy going into A main was just to set up Ruru in a perfect spot to kill any rotators. Pyth is just in A alone. That rotate's gone, and now here we go. Ruru's in spot, in position to get some kills, and he gets it. Pyth goes down. Lex gets taken down by Stewie. Stewie picks up another one, pushing through to spawn, but Naf punishes him for that. But now Naf in a 1-on-4, 2 players for SK, very low, and he's just completely sandwiched here. Ruru's at truck, making Naf just kind of sit here and wait, and let's see if SKDC gets a little bit of antsy here and pushes out, as I think Ruru spotted him or just knows that he's there, and yeah, they're just spamming around. Oh my god.
That 180 though, he picks up Ruru at truck and then 180 Slimmy. Man, that was sick. Naf with a 3K, but just in save mode. And SKDC will get an 8th round here on T side. Man, they're looking solid. And it's, you know, a lot of it has been the calling, and you said it was Slimmy who's IGL for them now?
Yeah, Slimmy's a very good in-game leader, very experienced player. Played against him a bunch of times, so, you know, like from strat caller to strat caller, I have a good respect for him. And, you know, it showed great there, the progression there from SK. They showed a little mini fake A site, put a player in great position to flank, and, you know, he got that key kill on the Pyth after that. So, you know, we can see the strategic structure from SKDC, and it's working out great.
And this time, Lumo on the save again, although they go with the Deagles. We've seen them make some noise with that in previous matches, but they haven't been that successful with them so far in this one, and Ruru in great forward positioning to contest with that slow push. It looks like they're going to try to play off of this and move into the A site. Yeah, it's going to be Slimmy dropping pit there over at Highway. And there's the Deagle showing up. It's Lex connecting with the 1D from way downtown. They still haven't traded him out, but Lex really can't force the issue. He needs to keep his distance. Now he's smoked off. Meanwhile, his teammate, Naf, with that 5-7, has rotated. And actually, Lex picked up a second with the Deagle through the smoke onto Els. Not sure how he did that. But still alive and fighting until Ocean has something to say about it. Picks up the headshot onto Lex. 1 remaining for the CTs. It's Naf stranded in A main. Not really able to do much here. Finally goes down in a 9th round for SKDC. And a lot of it's just been them playing the money game to perfection.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, you win these key rounds. I mean, just open up the scoreboard and just look at that middle right there. Were those just 2 rounds where the CTs won and then lost? I mean, that devastates an entire half for your team. I mean, I'm sure if Luminosity, if we pinned both of these teams and everyone just had unlimited money and we just went back and forth, I mean, I think Luminosity wins that matchup, you know, a majority of the time.
I would agree. Most people probably would, yeah.
But this game's too deep for that. But we're kind of ruining this round talking about those type of stuff, as SK is taking over the B bomb site very handedly there, has checker controlled, great trading positions by everyone on SK. And looks like they're going to get the bomb down clean and easy. Everyone's in perfect after plant position, including Ruru, who's just been a great lurk now. They know no one's vent. He's making the call. Look, no one's flanking. Everyone's going to be there, and I got the flank on. Just hold them off. We see counter flashes coming in. Peter's blind.
They still have a
out the
as well on Ruru. Another flash on Slimmy. Just using all these utility nades late in the round to keep them back. And now you see Ruru with the big triple to close out the round and the half. It'll be SKDC putting on a clinic on Terra's side, getting double digits against Luminosity, who I think we all would agree were the clear favorites coming into this game.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny too that, like, you know, that's each of these matches that we've seen so far, you know, what's the one thing that you know, North America gets crapped on by the Europeans all the time, and it's always strategy, strategy, strategy. Well, from what I've seen, you know, the offense from all these matches so far tonight, you know, has shown some really good strategy. And surprisingly enough, it's, you know, coming to the tune of these amateur teams, you know, coming out swinging with it. So just great showing from what we've seen so far, and way to, you know, show that you have some fight in you as an underdog to really take it to these, you know, these overdogs.
Yeah, because, I mean, how many times do we hear that age-old excuse that, oh, we can't improve because you don't have the competition, you know? Well, yeah. You know, these type of teams, they are good competition, and they are still working hard, just like you are. And, you know, they're all rising together, forcing each other to be better. But the story of the night so far has just been teams putting up big T sides. I mean, a lot of that is to do with the solid strategy and mid-round calling, but some of it's playmaking, some of it's mistakes. I mean, I don't know. Is NA just consistently bad on CT side? I hope that's not the case in a CT-sided game.
I mean, from what I've seen today, if I have any sort of criticism from the defense, it's just lack of practiced aggressive strats to really disrupt the strategy. We've seen a lot of really good set strategy from the terrorists, and just, you know, from CLG we saw some good aggressive strategy, but you know, what we've lacked from the CTs is, you know, like, where's that practiced B push where, you know, everyone gets in set positions and then you know, you go from there. Yeah, you know, we see the, you know, the typical pug stuff where it's like, oh, I have a good spawn for there, I'll just throw a flashbang like that. Like, yeah, that's all good and dandy. But when you're going to be playing against, you know, the top-notch players, you need to put them in, you know, bad positions. And
yeah, put them out of their comfort zone. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Leverage your utility nades and your strategies and your positioning.
That's what I think, just from across the board, like, that's what we've lacked seeing from the CT side. I think, you know, especially on that Dust 2 match, if we saw Tarek pushing up Catwalk with, like, you know, set smokes where there's one suicide and a pop flash that goes off at the back of Cat, and get that early information and then kill that key guy that, you know, maybe for that set strategy had that one smoke you needed, and then now there's that gap when they're executed. You know, it's just that type of stuff that I think we're really missing out on.
We're in another important pistol round here in the second half. Luminosity trying to match SKDC's Stellar Terrorist side as they're all staged up outside of the B bomb site, with decoys in mid and outside of A main, trying to keep SKDC honest. And this could be quite successful, as Stewie2K is pretty much the only one there to contest. He's forced to back off and not going to take an engagement, but oh no, just in a bad position. Naf is able to catch him at the headshot area and gets entry into the site. The bomb should get planted. Ocean did rotate from kind of mid Z area to heaven, but now he's just waiting for the rest of his teammates to show up and go for this retake.
Yeah, I mean, LG took that way too smoothly, and now look at the afterplant positioning by everyone. They have 2 players headshot ledge, players at checker, and I don't know why.
It's planted for checker too.
You have
oh no, it's not actually.
That's how SK completely capitalized. I don't understand what just happened. I think we have to blame NAF for that. And looks like Pyth coming in, salvaging the round, and now Peter can just play this bomb, and this is an easy victory. And man, I don't understand why NAF felt the need to push through that. You have the numbers, you have 2 players headshot ledge. You know that, you know, if we ran if we got a sample of every single retake from the CT's perspective onto B, you know, I'm almost positive that over 95% of them, they're just going to run into headshot ledge into you. You're at headshot ledge already. Why do you need to peek CT spawn? Like, I don't know. And
Yeah, you just open the door for players like Ruru, who's on freaking fire right now.
absolutely.
23, 3 and 7, and that, I mean, that retake was all him. I mean, obviously Naf started it by peeking, but he finished it off with 2 more frags, and just like that. See Luminosity.
Yeah, Luminosity taking over this B pretty aggressively. They know where one is. They Molotov right on him. It's Stewie. Now he's going headshot ledge. Now there's a nade landing on him. And the retakes coming in from SK, dropping down from Vent. Ocean gets 2. But LG living through. AK's living through as well. And now we see, you know, let's see what LG has to offer on this terrorist side.
Let's see how they mix it up on this second anti-eco. You know, probably expecting the full-on save from SKDC, and that was what was so successful for SKDC in the first half, was doing really well when your anti-ecos, keeping that money up. You know, being able to buy all those mollies, which really put them in advantageous positions. So if they're going to be successful like SKDC, it's got to start with just a clean sweep. You know, you want to keep 4 or 5 guys alive in a round like this.
And I like what we're seeing from Luminosity and how they're engaging these anti-ecos. They all just group up, and there's no splitting up. You're not playing it like a default where you want to see if they're pushing. No, just take a gamble, go towards one site, and you know, just hope that you know you have the firepower and everyone in trading positions to where you know you come out on top of these fights, and that's pretty much been the case for both of these rounds so far from what we've seen from the anti-ecos. So
yeah, they
I like what
guessed right here.
Yeah,
they only had to get through one guy, and they were all grouped together, so in perfect position to take advantage. And now they're just bullying everybody else off the site. It looks like Naf is going to pick up Ruru, and the rest of the guys, even with just the pistol upgrades, forced to save. They're just not in position to contend with this. But Stewie and Els actually are able to get 2 who went out on the hunt.
Yeah, looks like, ooh, Ocean picking up another, see if he can get a third, or the 4th guy, but nope. Looks like SKDC gonna just reap what they got, and they got those 2 kills mid, picks up a Galil, and that was it. So maybe not so much.
I'm not sure why. I mean, obviously they had plenty of money to rebuy, but it's not like that SKDC was saving much. I mean, I don't even think those guys had head armor. They were just kind of hanging back, waiting for Luminosity to do what they did, and on the exits picked up the frags. So,
yeah,
nice job by SKDC to make something out of nothing there.
Yeah, I mean, they went for that, you know, amazing second round buy on CT side that I love, and it didn't do anything. And then, you know, they're in a bad economic position, and, you know, they made the most out of it. So, yeah, really got to give kudos to them. And, ooh, nice Molotov there to stop the boost. And Luminosity looks like they're going to have to hang out just for a tad bit longer before they can do what they want to. Pyth ready to get boosted up. Lex already on the right side of middle. Actually, 2 players. It's
Double
Anger
boost.
and Pyth.
Yep.
Yeah, so it looks like they're going to go for this middle control. And, who is that for the CTs? It's Ocean at Highway. There's a player.
Ruru at Sandbags as well.
Yeah. And
but look at
L's
that molly
Vent.
from Pyth. He's going to burn Ruru alive, forces him out of the position, but a nice counter flash, I think, from the player in Vents actually allows him to back off, but still stranded. Stranded at Sandbags is Ruru, and he goes down, and they get extremely aggressive off of this frag. It's going to be Anger picking up the second one on the Highway. Through the smoke, this pitch, dropping L's, and it's suns out, guns out for Luminosity. They only lose 1 in the process there, and they're within 1 here in the second half. 4 in a row for them.
Yeah, they're looking really strong on T side, doing everything right. Their progressions have been beautiful. Everything looks practiced. The smokes are hitting. The Molotovs are hitting. You know, they're just no shenanigans. It's all business here for Luminosity Gaming, and they want this W. They don't want to make a misstep here, as SK has just had such a great showing here. We see a nice change of pace, actually. Quick boost middle. Nap picking up that kill on the Slemmy, and just, you know, reaping on these saving CTs, pushing through. Naf pulling out the Tech 9, and he's going to kill Ocean, no problemo, as Ocean killed his teammate. They see a smoke in middle. Els jumps for some reason, pretty much exposing him over that smoke. Now they're able to just kill him. Anger, seeing from his vantage point over that smoke, picks up Stewie 2K, and now Els and Ruru together at A, and they just can't do much. LG just working as a unit here.
It looks like they're trying to both move towards middle, just so they can kind of be in a position to go to either one of the sites. But it's going to be LG kind of reversing field, all 4 of them going through A main. And it's only going to be Els in position to contest their entry. He's using that smoke to move into a better position at forklift. He's able to get one, but quickly traded out by Anger. The buddy system working out. Two of them sticking together. And Ruru gets taken out by Anger as well. So that's another 3K for him. He's been picking up the pace a bit.
Absolutely. And I mean, he's kind of reduced his role a little bit more to a support player, as, you know, Pyth and Naf are just pure entries. And I mean, Anger, you know, back in his day, he was an entry fragger, but, you know, now he's just kind of the elder statesman for the squad, right? And, you know, showing his stuff. And I think it helps him because
he's not forced to do as much as he used to, where it's like, you know, Anger, go carry. He's got guys that can actually make those really important opening round kills, and then his veteran, you know, skill can kick in, you know, his game sense. And look, here's some aggression from SKDC, getting flashed in by his teammate Ocean through the smoke, picks up Pith and gets a little bit intel, but actually it looks like Luminosity, they pumped the gas after that one. They were just going to make a play as they were immediately forced on the back foot. It's going to be a molly out at quad. Here comes a nade as well, but counter flashes are out. Bomb is down. Anger responds with the kill. It's the trade out on to Ruru. They just can't get entry into the site because the CT's rotated too fast. They are in position, and the bomb is down. Peter, last man alive, and he's down to 22 HP. Stu will finish him off from the truck area, and SKDC, a nice job there. Good communication to get that opening frag and then hold fast at the A site.
I mean, you know, I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, but that, you know, that A aggression, it was a practiced CT push. I saw Slemmy get into a spot, he put his crosshair on a landmark, and then threw a perfect pop flash into A main, and L's able to pick up that kill, and you see Ocean. Ocean, and then you see LG do a reactionary, like, half-ass take where, you know, the CTs are able to capitalize. When you aggress on CT at the right moments and do practice stuff, magic can happen for you, and I'm glad that SK picked that up.
Yeah, absolutely. It shows the coordination and the time that needs to be invested. We see another counter flash there, and it's Els this time taking advantage as he drops out from the vents into Checker, and Stewie 2K chips in as well, so they've got LG completely on the back foot. The last two have no help, and Stewie 2K gets two before Els gets his second of the round. And that timing, as you said, probably another set counter flash to make an easy play for his teammate.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to sit back and just let the terrorists do whatever they want. You want to make them force it. And I mean, you know, now, I promise you, whenever these Luminosity players, you know, when they're thinking about going into A main, they're like, look, they pop flash. We got to be a lot more tighter now. You know, just puts more pressure on them. Add that little bit of pressure, and, you know,
another thing to worry about.
Yeah, maybe Lex is a pixel off to the left when he's throwing his set smoke now, just because you put a little pressure on them. You know, there's a gap in that smoke, and then you know, it just works from there. Put pressure on them, and good things happen.
This time, forced on the save. They just come out swinging with the pistols. It looks like Pith gets the headshot onto Slemmy, but Ocean, biding his time at the quad, is able to get a 2-for-1 trade that's decent, allows his teammates to get in on the rotate, but the Deagle connects for Lex 2 in a row and brings it to a 2-on-2, but that perfectly timed incendiary grenade is forcing Pith to back off, and now he is able to get the plant off. But both Els and Stewie in position for the retake. They both have kits. Here comes another nade, but Pith able to just lurk on the perimeter of it, and very nice teamwork and timing to step out. But now, no, excuse me, Stewie with that op gets back-to-back frags in a 1-on-2, and he will get the defuse. SKDC has got 3 rounds in a row here on CP side after Luminosity was able to get 5 in a row to start.
I was staring at Naf that entire round, and I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, like, all right, if you strafe out too early in this position, you're going to ruin the round for you. But if you time it just right, you can get a perfect kill with Pyth and pretty much win this round 1-on-2, no problem. And it worked out great. Naf strafed out just at the right time, caught off a player off guard, and then Pyth just strafed to the left and got an easy kill because he wasn't even looking at him. And then he just started kind of feeling himself a little bit too much and strafed out, gave an easy kill for Stewie, and then put Pyth in a bad position in a 1-on-1, and then you know another easy kill, and that's a round taken away from Luminosity Game.
What?
These minor details.
Slimmy getting the wall bang through Squeaky, not the doorway, through the concrete wall, and you know that Naf's going to be a little salty about that one.
Yeah, absolutely. But Anger's out from A main. I don't think Ocean knows what this. So if he pushes out a little bit too much here, Anger might be able to get this kill. Shows himself a little bit, but Anger shoots a little prematurely. Only does 30 damage. Slemmy in the back of quad actually gets a Molotov on his feet. He's taking tons of damage. Peter missing that easy kill. Now Slemmy just holding a tight angle. Peter getting that kill onto Ruru. Pith getting another kill onto Ocean, but Slemmy's still in the site. He's wrapping himself around. Nice play by him. Anger just unsure where it is. Right click.
Oh my gosh, they're right on
Slemmy's
top of each other.
Oh my goodness.
They're all
Slemmy's
flashed, and
POV.
Slemmy gets the pistol kill. Brings it down to just Pith. And he gets taken out by Stewie 2K in a round that probably should have gone the way of Luminosity. Just some fancy footwork by Slemmy to get himself into position to get that pistol frag. Wow.
Unreal, and just good job on Slemmy to, get that early kill with the hop. Getting in the head of Naf. He didn't really say too much, just okay, but that's just a sign of frustration. And that, I mean, if there's anything you want your opponent to be frustrated. So good on SK to get under their skin. Luminosity needs to get something worked out here. They have a 4-round loss bonus, so you should be able to see them buy throughout until they win. But I mean, wow, SK coming in strong here. What a day for underdogs.
Absolutely. So far, so good. SKDC doing quite well on their map at Cash. Looking to get the victory here. Luminosity forced to buy to contest that 15th round. They've got mid smoked off, but Els is in position in vents to get that frag. So now the remaining 4 terrorists are going to push into the A side where it's just Slemmy in that op. He's going to throw the counter incendiary, and a good counter flash from his teammates buys them time to get into the site. One forced to go over the top, and he gets flashed again. And it's going to be Slemmy burning him alive as he comes down. He uses the pistol to get a second frag, and that's onto the bomb carrier.
Wow.
Actually, no, someone stole that frag from him. It looked like Slemmy killed him. I think it was his teammate.
I like what I'm seeing here from SK. I mean, another thing I was noting, watching these American teams playing on CEVO-P is just lack of counter grenades, and just when you're in the face of danger and you have an execute in front of you, are you gonna keep your gun out and just try to kill someone through smokes, or are you gonna pull out flashbangs even though you can't really see too much, and throw it down on them? So well done by SKDC. I saw tons of counter grenades.
Yeah, very, very nicely done. Luminosity pretty much forced to buy, obviously, and just putting together whatever they can. Fifth relegated to just the Tech 9. A couple of Galeals for Anger and Peter. Meanwhile, plenty of money for SKDC. So they're going to be buying for the foreseeable future, even if somehow Luminosity can start to stage a comeback to try to get to overtime. As Naf gets the frag on to Stewie, who I think he got a little too antsy and decided to peek for some info, and Naf doing a nice job of picking up that opportunistic frag as he's going to peek through that little sliver in the smoke. He's actually going to walk through it. He set himself up in position, but meanwhile, Ruru gets a calculated push into mid and drops 2 of them, including the bomb carrier. So now it's down to just Anger all on his lonesome. 2 still remaining for the CTs, and it's going to be Els and Slemmy finishing it off. And it's SKDC winning 16-10 over Luminosity. And it all started with that 10 rounds T side that they got to kick it off in the first half. It looked like Luminosity was going to stage a comeback. They had 5 in a row to start off the second half, but SKDC hanging on, grinding out some close rounds, and then just playing the money game to a T to get the victory.
Yeah, I thought SKDC just made great adjustments going, and they lost out in the beginning, putting themselves in a hole with those, that second round bye. But they climbed back in, they got their money right, and started just aggressing around the map, doing a lot of little different stuff, cheating players here and there, and I loved what we saw from them. And I'm sure the Mama Bear is very angry with LG's performance there, and I'd like to see them come back and return. Hopefully, got the wake up call they needed.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, best they could do is the split. And, with how we talked about them before this match started and how they were a team on the uptick and a team that has a pretty solid lineup that, it seems like they want to move forward and make this it. This is that roster that's going to take them to the next level. Already a bit of a hiccup here against SKDC, but at the same time, got to give credit where credit is due. SKDC, another team who's retooled their lineup a bit, and they made a lot of their bones off of some of their new pickups. I mean, Ruru had some great performances, and obviously Stewie 2K had some clutch late round kills for the team. So, a team that's made some roster adjustments, obviously for the better as well. So maybe SKDC starting to gel and starting to maybe get to the next level.
Yeah, I mean they showed they made a great showing there so far, a great case for themselves actually. Where do you go from here? Should you feel if you're Luminosity Gaming after this? Well, I mean, I just think there's a lot of little missteps, a lot of careless mistakes that we saw from them, and I just want to see more from them from the strategic side. Like where's like the set picks? I saw some A executes, but like where's the middle execute? There was just so much more of the map that they could have worked on, and I mean maybe that's for the playoffs, where they bring out their full playbook. I don't know. You can come up with tons of excuses for them, but it doesn't matter. The underdog came out on top. David popped Goliath right in the face, and now it's time for the Goliath, to come back. And, I'm sure plenty of bettors are angry right now, especially with these BO2 formats, favors, betting the overdog. So I think there's tons of bets on Luminosity Gaming from when I looked before. LG needs to come in. Let me see if I can pull up if I have yeah, so that was actually Cash was SK's map pick. So kind of makes sense now. I mean, they had a lot of practice stuff on it. Everything looked good for them. So maybe we'll see a lot of good stuff from Luminosity's pick on Inferno.
Yeah, I mean, good point. I mean, Luminosity, not necessarily expected to lose. I mean, we expected them to 2-0 here, but perhaps can take consolation in the fact that it wasn't their map pick and just got outplayed by SKDC. But we are, looking forward to Inferno up next, and we'll have to see if they can respond. It will be their map pick. Looks like they will start out probably on T side because SKDC, you'd expect them to take CT. But we'll take a short break. These guys are probably doing the same, and we'll see if we'll have another marathon for map 2, and if it will be the night of the underdogs to continue, or if Luminosity will be able to respond and get the split. Y'all take it easy. We'll be back in a few.